Hi everyone, how are we today? Just doing a quick all signs reading. Today we're going to be looking at the past person that's on your mind. Being that double retrograde energy, a lot of us do have a past person on our mind, whether it be worrying that they're going to come back around again or hoping that they come back around again. It's heavy in the energy, so I wanted to sort of check in and see what's going on for everybody with that. Okay, make sure you do subscribe to the channel so you can keep up to date with all the readings. For anyone that is not currently aware, I will be doing a announcement post, but I will be away for the weekly readings because my son is having an operation, so I'm focusing on him for the week. And basically, make sure you do leave a comment on the video so you can go in the draw for that free personal reading drawn at Easter as well. This reading I am going to be using the Unsaid Feelings of Love Oracle, as well as the Jester lenormand. Timestamps are going to be in the description box as always, so you can check that one there if you wanted to check multiple placements. Starting us off today with Aries. Okay, Aries, the past love, the person on your mind from the past. What would this person say to Aries? The unsaid from the past person on Aries' mind. Past person on Aries' mind, please. Okay. I'm breaking myself free from this. Wait for me. This was an instant fatal attraction. Okay, so there was definitely, it's kind of like this person did instantly fall for you, Aries. I'm breaking free from this. So there's something that this person is currently working through separately to this connection. So they're still recognizing the attraction between the two of you there, or on their side of things anyway. But they do seem to have something going on in their own life that they are sort of trying to break free from. Just intuitively there, I am picking up that that's some sort of pattern. They are asking for you to wait for them. Something to do about waiting here. They are going to come back around at some point. I do believe here, Aries, that they're wanting some sort of come back around energy. It's with that wait for me. Aries, the past person on Aries' mind. The past person on Aries' mind. Firstly, we have the dog there. So they definitely have a lot of loyalty to you. They do still feel that very strongly. We have the moon there for emotions as well. So, within their emotions, they do still have a lot of loyalty towards you, Aries. So I kind of feel like this person maybe has not really kind of moved on. They haven't been sort of with anyone else or anything like that. They are still kind of loyal to you and the connection with you, Aries. We also have the letter here. So there's definitely, the want. It is sitting next to the emotions there and the intuition. So it's kind of like they kind of know that there's going to be some sort of communication between the two of you at some point. They want that sooner rather than later, I would say, with that communication there. And we do sort of see that with the moon there, that they do still have a lot of emotions connected to this connection. They still feel as though the friendship between the two of you was quite strong, that instant fatal attraction. So, they did have a lot of attraction. There was a strong platonic connection between the two of you as well. But with the word fatal there as well, it's kind of like, it does feel like there was some strong energy there in why this has become a past situation as well, a sort of fatality. It's kind of like a hit and run, I feel like, is the phrasing that's coming through, is hit and run, that whether they feel as though the connection itself was just that in general, or you maybe have kind of, come into their life, hit them, and then run off, or whether they were the one that has done that. They do still feel as though there is communication still necessary between the two of you. The outcome, the near future outcome for Aries and the past person on Aries' mind. An abundance of wishes here, Aries. We have the fish and the stars. So there is it's kind of like a very hopeful energy, a very optimistic. They do still, it's kind of like this person just intuitively knows that this is not over yet, that they are, the near future outcome showing a lot of abundance, a wealth of wishes being laid. It's kind of like this person is trying to manifest you back into their life. Maybe they're trying to, hope that you reach out to them with that communication card there. It's they do, it's not completely over, Aries. They're going through some stuff at the moment that they are trying to break free from, but there is it's like the attraction is just too strong for this person to deny, and they will sort of be back in your life, in or communication at the very least in some kind of a way. All right, so that's what we have for you, Aries. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements. Make sure you do leave a comment so you can go in the draw for that free personal reading. And we will move on over to our Taurus. Okay, Taurus and the past person on your mind. Taurus, the past person on Taurus's mind. I am realizing my truth. You are my destiny, Taurus. Strong energy there. Maybe I am meant to be alone on this journey. I kind of feel as though that's missing a word, on this part of this journey. So it does feel as though this person is like they are recognizing that there is, for some reason, they do need to be alone right now, but they are slowly realizing their truth, and that truth does seem to be you, Taurus, that you are part of their destiny. That even if they're not feeling as though you're part of their future destiny, that whatever's happened between the two of you was part of their destiny. But we'll clarify that here. Taurus and the past person on Taurus's mind. We have the clouds coming through first, heavy on their mind. It's kind of that energy of they stay awake late at night thinking about you, Taurus. They do think about you a lot. They are wanting to take a risk on you here. We do have the clover there, which, we do also see in that clover card, that beautiful little bull's head, like the Taurus energy. So you're definitely so strong in their mind that they're presenting it out in that form as well. We do have the stars there as well, so they do still wish for you. They're wishing, it's so heavy on their mind. They're wishing for a chance, basically, with that clover, and then the stars. It's the chance that they wish for is what they're trying to, they're maybe overthinking it, trying to plan the chance that they wish for. So it's kind of like they may actually try to just randomly run into you. They might be going somewhere that you go frequently, trying to hope that they run into you, that kind of thing. Near future outcome for Taurus and the past person on Taurus's mind. There's a lot of obstacles to overcome here. We have the mountain as well as the tree. So this person is, which is very interesting because I am seeing a lot of earth energy coming through for you. I do also have Aquarius there, but a lot of earth energy. And I'm just looking, is that Sagittarius? I feel like in this particular deck, even though I do believe that is the Sagittarius card, I do believe in this deck with the Taurus head there. It's Taurus for sure. So we've got Sagittarius, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Virgo all coming through. So a lot of earth energy coming through here, Taurus, with this person. Like trying to ground ourselves in this connection, trying to, on this journey. This person's on this journey. They're trying to ground themselves so that they can reach their destiny, and they're realizing their truth, which is grounding them back to you. You kind of seem to be keeping this person grounded in some kind of a way as well. But with that outcome here, we do have the mountain talking about, that they know there's a lot of obstacles, a lot of challenges that would need to be overcome. They're willing to put in the hard work, though, because with the tree here, that does talk about healing and growth and branching out and, trying to find maturity and wisdom along that journey. So, they're willing to put in the hard work to climb that mountain, to, start this journey. Even if they're having to start this journey alone, they do feel as though as soon as they can start to overcome some of those obstacles that did block this situation in the past, that then it's destiny that our paths shall cross again, kind of thing. So that's what we have for you. More than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Leave a comment so you can go in the draw for that free personal reading. And I will move on over to our Geminis. Okay, Gemini and the past person on your mind. Gemini and the past person on your mind. Time to end this darkness and be reborn. Baby, please help me. So there's a lot of darkness surrounding this person's energy at the moment, that they, they need help. They kind of feel like you could help them. It's kind of, I'm getting this energy of drag themselves back up from the darkness. I'm also getting that for some of you, this is actually flipped, and this is your energy towards this person, that you are wanting to reconnect with this person because you are the one surrounded by darkness in some kind of way at the moment, and wanting their help. You know that they are somebody that could actually, help you claw your way back up from the darkness, kind of energy there. Interesting. Gemini and the past person on your mind. Gemini and the past person on your mind. We do have the flowers coming through first, and as followed by the house here. So, straight away that does talk about wanting to give, wanting equal give and take in this connection, wanting it to go both ways again, wanting stability, wanting security of this connection. But we do have the whip coming through here as well. So it's like this person does know, it's like we've got a clean house as well. You can see in this particular deck, it's the broom, signifying the whip and the broom kind of energy there. But it does sort of talk about, cleaning house a little bit with this particular deck, and, trying to start over again, fresh kind of thing, spring cleaning, the connection, so that we can both give to this equally. But, you feel like stable energy to this person. You're the one that can help, help this person, because you are so stable. So they want to give to this in order to, receive that energy from you. I am picking up that for a lot of them, this is that conflict just within themselves, that they're, they're struggling. They're struggling at the moment. There's a lot of tension, a lot of arguments going on in their energy. They may be even fighting this connection because, when you are having a lot of darkness around you, the darkness tries to hold on to you and not let you go. So that comes through in personal conflict, around yourself. So once again, flip it as necessary for those of you where it's yourself with the darkness issue. But they are wanting to sort of come out into the light here, but they do feel as though they need your help, but they're also fighting that at the same time. So it's very interesting energy. They are willing to give as long as they're going to receive in return. It does feel like a very give and take rather than just give. So take that on board. But having a look at the near future outcome for Gemini and the past person. Near future outcome for Gemini and the past person. just struggling to communicate, I feel here. We have the mountain and then the letter. The mountain does talk about delays and obstacles. So I do feel as though the main obstacle here is communication, and it's not. It's that's actually the outcome is struggling, blocked communication. Maybe one of you has the other blocked, quite literally, but that seems to be the obstacle is this blockage of communication that this person they want to, it's like they want to give, but it's kind of they're blocked in some kind of ways. They're fighting themselves too much, so in the near future that in itself is it's going to continue to be a struggle for this person. And I don't feel as though they're actually going to be able to communicate. It's coming through that the communication is continuing to be blocked. So for the near future, that seems to be the case. It may change, in the further off future, but the near future, just having a look here at the time frame on that. So yeah, we've got a varied distance there in time frames on those cards. So it's not really wanting to be specific about how long that may last for. I'm just sort of intuitively picking up here that, it's really going to be up to this person and how well they can fight the darkness, I suppose, on their own, because, they're not willing to reach out and ask for that help, but they do still want it. It's kind of like they want you to telepathically just know, and just show up and help them. And it's a bit but the near future, because it's like, they're just fighting it too much, I feel, and won't actually do anything about it, unfortunately. So that's what we have for you, Gemini. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements and see if that adds an extra layer of clarity to that for you. But make sure you do leave a comment so you can go in the draw for that free personal reading. And we will move on over to our Cancers. Okay, Cancer and the past person on your mind. Cancer and the past person on your mind. Don't mind me, Cancer. My nose is like super itchy. So that's kind of like confirmation to me that this reading is the reading that the collective kind of needs at the moment. A lot of you really are either concerned or wanting to reach out to a past person. It's heavy on the minds and energy. So, with that double retrograde. But this past person, Cancer, I saw things playing out differently in my mind. I was blinded with my ego that I keep hurting you. Okay. So this person, they really had hopes that this was going to work out differently. They envisioned a different kind of a future than what actually played out here. But they didn't realize their role in the whole thing. They didn't realize how much they were hurting you in the process of all of this. That it's kind of like they were so focused on their own hurt that they didn't see that they were hurting you as well. Interesting. But they really did have high hopes, I feel here, Cancer. Cancer and the past person on their mind. Cancer and the past person on your mind. Interesting. Firstly, we have the feminine energy here. So this person, the more that they connect with their emotions, the feminine energy is a very emotional, nurturing kind of energy. But I'm kind of getting it's the emotions. So I feel as though this person's emotions probably played a big part in that, blinded by their own ego, that they kept hurting you. They were so focused on their own emotions, their own hurt, that probably did play a big, big role here. But then we see the scythe. Okay, so that means that there's like a sudden kind of unexpected turn of events within this person's emotional perception. So I feel as though they may actually come to some sort of realization very, very suddenly, unexpectedly, kind of out of nowhere, they break free from the emotions that have been sort of holding them down, holding them back here. And all of a sudden, we see the clover coming through after that, which is, all of a sudden jumping in the deep end, taking a chance. I do feel a lot of impulsive behavior from both of those cards are quite impulsive energy. They do feel it's like, oh, luck is on my side. Now's the right time to sort of take that risk and it's kind of like I'm getting come running and, break free from all my ish and, jump over onto Cancer's lap kind of thing. So I do feel just some very sudden, unexpected, maybe very impulsive. It does sort of, sometimes that can come through as like, the 3 a.m. drunk text and that sort of stuff as well. So it does feel as though there is some movement towards you when it comes to this person. But the near future outcomes for Cancer and the person on your mind, the past person. Near future outcomes for Cancer and the past person. Meeting. Okay, we have the Garden. That talks straight away about a meeting each other halfway, meeting each other out in public. It definitely could be, running into you somewhere in public, or with the impulsive energy there. I feel as though this may be an intentional meeting you, but with that there is also the want to compromise. With that as an outcome, this is compromise. Meeting you halfway as well. We have the Ring. Okay, the relationship, we have the Ring. So meeting you halfway, wanting to date, again, is coming through pretty clearly here. Wanting to compromise the relationship and have a fresh new start, a new cycle here with you. So it does feel as though, this person is definitely sort of going to impulsively jump back into your life in some way, shape or form, Cancer. So it's kind of up to you what you want to do about that. You're more than welcome to cross-watch, other placements, check out the placements, that sort of thing. Make sure you do leave a comment to go in the draw for that free personal reading. And I will move on over to our Leos. Okay, Leo and the past person on your mind. Leo and the past person on your mind. Straight away, Leo, before I'm even getting any cards, I do kind of have this energy coming through that this person's not good for you. I'm often fantasizing about you in my mind. I hide behind my mask and acted like I don't care. So this person is trying to, act like they don't care, but it's because they care. If putting so much effort into not caring is kind of proof in the pudding, so to speak. They are fantasizing about you a lot as well. There's a lot of physical memory and attachment there. Leo, I do feel as though they're not good for you, though. I just keep getting that same energy. Leo and the past person on Leo's mind. So there must have been something about this person that, stressed you out. Okay, yeah, stressed you out. So we do see the stress coming through there with the mice. Okay, it's like they took something away from you. It's like they niggled away at you. There was something that they nibbled away at your energy. It's kind of that energy of, someone that just says little things that make you question yourself, and it just eats away at you and eats away at you and eats away at you. So it does feel as though there was some issues here with that sort of a thing where this person did kind of stress you out and took your energy, took you quite a lot of energy to deal with this person. So we definitely do see that. I feel as though it's very interesting though, because the next card I have is the Coffin, which talks about endings that bring about new beginnings. So it's kind of like the past has ended, is what I'm sort of getting here, that this energy of the past is what's ending. The stress about the past itself is coming to an end, because with the coffin, it can be a big transformation. We are in very transformational energy right now, just in general. You know, I kind of want to say straight away here, Leo, that it is very important that, you know, once again, that you're not allowing this person to put on a mask that they've transformed if they have not really. This person does seem to be able to hide a lot behind that little mask of theirs. So make sure you are seeing the truth of the situation and seeing growth, proof of growth, I suppose. You know, you kind of need consistent proof rather than just taking their word for it that they have grown and changed, because we do see on the back of that a brand new beginning here. So with the child, so definitely looking at new beginning energy, and you know, there is this opportunity for a brand new beginning, and it's very important though that if you do want that new beginning, that you do really need to put the past in the past and start fresh. And like I said, make sure you are seeing through to the absolute truth and getting that proof of growth. But we'll have a look at the near future outcome here, Leo. Near future outcome for Leo and the past person on their mind. 1 second, please. Okay, so we have the stalk and the tree. So once again, stirring up new energy and growth here. So this person may be legit. They may actually be legit. You know, we see things getting stirred up here, new ideas on how to do things, you know, growth, maturity, looking after oneself, wisdom, you know, that has been maybe gained, new ideas on how to grow together and change. So there definitely is the potential here, Leo, that this is genuine. But like I said, I do just get a very strong energy of, you know, needing proof of that. Do not, you know, be very, very careful, I suppose, of this person very easily putting on that mask. And, you know, so you kind of needing, you know, proof through action and consistent effort before you actually allow yourself to delve too deeply back into that situation. All right. So, but that I'm not actually seeing, you know, any actual, you know, communication or anything like that coming through. But, you know, with that amount of growth and things like that, if they really truly have grown in that kind of a way, if they do come back around in some kind of way, it needs to be in a way that kind of, just by the way that they do that, that it's not a game, it's legit, it's honest and open and vulnerable kind of a way. All right, so that's what we've got for you, Leo. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, cross-watch. Make sure you do leave a comment so you can go in the draw for that free personal reading. And we will move on over to Virgo. Okay, Virgo and the past person on your mind. Virgo and the past person on your mind. I have made unhealthy boundaries for far too long. Okay, so this person is recognizing that they should have set boundaries with you in some kind of a way, prior to, you know, whatever's resulted in this being a past situation. They are aware that I do kind of intuitively feel that they feel as though they didn't have certain boundaries that they should have with this connection, that they should have established boundaries, you know, a long time prior to now. We both need to learn a lesson regarding this situation. So, you know, they do feel as though this is on both sides, that you both have something to learn from this situation. Okay, Virgo and the past person on your mind. Virgo and the past person on your mind. Interesting. Firstly, we have the anchor, Virgo, followed by the child, and then the mountain. Okay. So we do see here with the anchor that there is a lot of energy of feeling stuck in this sort of situation, feeling stuck with the situation as it currently is. Although with the child, there is this potential new beginning. I do feel it's. I'm not going to lie, Virgo. It is really hard for me to read this outside of my own personal situation, especially when that third card, the Mountain, is a Capricorn card, myself being a Capricorn, and I do have a child with a Virgo. So I'm struggling a little bit, not going to lie, to read that non-biased for you. So it's kind of... It, it can be very muchly here, with the anchor, there can be a sense of reliability and I can depend on, I feel like this is more so you, Virgo, this child energy. I can depend on Virgo's sense of playfulness with the situation, the lightheartedness, the sense of adventure here. I know I can kind of rely on Virgo's it can be flipped as well, okay? And for some of you, there is going to be an actual child in the situation. So we do see, a kind of some... I'm getting multiple messages here as well. So, we could see stuck, can rely on immaturity, whichever way that goes. Stuck can rely on there being a child in the mix. So it's not necessarily positive or negative, but it is leading to this Mountain energy, which does talk about blockages, obstacles, delays in this connection, in what's going on in this connection. That recognizing that there would be hard work needed to have any sort of new beginning, and to actually maintain a sense of innocence within this situation, okay, to find playful energy once again. It does feel here, Virgo, that you yourself are being branded as the playful energy. I'm gonna say playful, okay. It can read as naive, it can read as innocent, but you take it as it resonates, okay. If you know that this person thinks that you are immature, then you know that it may be immature energy there, and like I said, flip it as necessary, okay. But the unhealthy boundaries, all right, so they are saying here, Virgo, that there is some unhealthy stuff about this connection that they should have set clearer boundaries around in the past. So that may be their feelings of immaturity, or your feelings of immaturity towards this person, creating blockages, delays in this situation. The near future outcomes for Virgo and the past person on their mind. The near future outcomes for Virgo and the past person on their mind. Is, once again, this can be flipped if necessary. We do have the Tower and we do have the Stars. Even though the Stars does talk about wishes and hope and optimism, we do see the Tower here. So the Tower does talk about isolation very heavily. It could also talk about, we're optimistic for a stronger foundation within the connection in the near future here. But, to see the wishes as an outcome, it kind of shows us that there is, the outcome is still sort of up in the air. It's not necessarily in place, but I do feel for a lot of you that this is wishing to be left alone, wishing to stay isolated from the connection. I do feel for a lot of you that this, it can also talk about the past. Okay, so it kind of does also reference, wishing to leave this in the past as well, Virgo. So I'm sorry if that's not what you wanted to hear. And like I said, flip it as necessary. You are more than welcome to check out other placements, cross-watch the person's placements as well. Make sure you do leave a comment so you can go in the draw to win a free personal reading. And we will move on over to our Libras. Okay. Libra and the past person on your mind. Libra and the past person on your mind. Trust that the universe has a plan for us, Libra. No hard feelings, honey. It's all nothing but a good time. Interesting energy here, Libra. This person actually seems very, very spiritual. You know, they are kind of vibing that kind of energy, that they're trusting that the universe is going to work it out one way or another. Whether you like, I'm not actually seeing a clear energy of what this person actually wants. It's kind of like they're very much like trust the process, put it in somebody else's hands to see what happens with this connection. No hard feelings. It's nothing but a good time. It doesn't necessarily talk about a good time as though a physical good time, although for some of you it may, this person might actually be referencing for a couple of you that it was just a very casual thing to them. I feel like for some of you they are masking a little bit, sort of saying it was just something casual, don't stress, but there is actually a little bit deeper there, that they're kind of like recognizing that, oh, it was just very casual, but I kind of feel the but is there, Libra, but no hard feelings. It just kind of feels like this person is trying to not be affected by this in some way, shape, or form. They're kind of trying to, you know, release it and let it go. Let it's kind of giving, let go, let God take care of it. This person's going to be like, well, it's not up to me now. It's up to the universe. Libra and the person on their mind. Libra and the past person on your mind. Yeah, see, like I said, I feel like there is a little bit deeper going on. This person is trying to let go and let God, but there's the but. Okay, we have the key here. So it's kind of multiple messages here that, you know, this person is kind of like, well, you know, if only the door would open to Libra, you know, success is possible. But there's also another but, you know, that we have the alternate meanings here as well, that this person is like, well, I have lots of opportunities on the table. I've got lots of doors that might open for me. You know, I'm not, no hard feelings, because I've got plenty of opportunities available to me. I can always just take another opportunity. I can get back up on that horse and ride off into the sunset in another direction. But they do kind of also feel like, if that door opens for me, Libra, I'm going to, you know, get up on that horse, and good news is on the way, that, you know, I am willing to transform this, and you know, I am willing to, you know, it's kind of this energy, because with the rider, that's kind of like good news on the way. But in this particular one, we do see the ship on the camel's back, and it turned away from us, walking away from us. So it's kind of like, if you call out, and Libra asks me to sort of turn around, that I kind of would. Is I feel that this person would be like, okay, well, you know, the traveling off into the sunset is coming to an end. You know, that getting very mixed energy from this person, you know, because this is definitely an ending that brings new beginnings. So, you know, they are willing to end other opportunities to come back around to you, but they are also willing to allow this to end, and, you know, transform that energy into new beginnings elsewhere. So, you know, it's kind of, once again, that I'm just going to trust the process, and, you know, trust that the universe has got this all worked out. So very interesting. But near future outcomes for Libra and the past person on their mind. Near future outcomes for Libra and the past person on their mind. I do feel with that rider there that this person is probably quick to make decisions, though. once again, the near future outcome, we have the garden and then the crossroads here. So we do see here with the garden that, there is this opportunity to meet in the middle, this opportunity to meet up, to spend time socially together out in public, have a meeting, go on a date, that kind of thing. But, we do also see the crossroads there. So it could go either way. This could be a date with you. It could be a date with somebody else. All right. So it's very, very kind of, if it's Libra, it's Libra. If it's not, it's not. This person's kind of going to go with the flow. And if you, ask them to turn back around, they'll turn back around. But if not, they'll move on. It's kind of, they're kind of leaving it up to the universe as well as your free will, Libra. I feel as though this person is like, I do feel with that being in the near future outcome that they will come to some sort of decision eventually. It may just take a little bit longer than the near future, and they're kind of waiting for you to make that decision for them. I feel that they're kind of, if you make a decision, that they'll meet you halfway with that decision, whatever that decision is. So if you were to make the decision that you want this person in your life, they would be there. If you make the decision that you're happy for this to stay over and done with and in the past, they will happily go along with that as well. So I do just feel, though, that there is a little bit of underlying want for you to call out to them. They're not going to do that themselves. I kind of feel it's kind of up to you, Libra, with that one. But that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, cross-watch your person's placements. Make sure you leave a comment and you go in the draw for that free personal reading. And we will move on over to our Scorpios. Okay, Scorpio and the past person on your mind. Scorpio and the past person on your mind. I don't know what I'm holding on to anymore. Feeling like they don't... It's kind of giving me this image of, somebody like trying to grab onto something and it just slips through their fingers. Like, how you and then I'm getting that reference to, is it cake? It's like when you see something and it looks solid and then you go to pick it up, like a sandcastle, for example. You look at it and it looks like, oh, look, it's a solid little structure, but then you pick it up and it just like falls through your hand. It's just sand through your hands. It kind of feels like that's what this is. This person feels like the structure has just fallen apart, and that, as soon as they try to pick that up and look at it again, it just falls through their hands. That they don't know what they're holding on to anymore, because it just seems to, every time they feel like they've got something to grab onto, it drifts away from them. It falls through their fingers. I have deceived you. I have deceived myself too. So this person, it doesn't feel like an actual lie. It's more along the lines of, that self-deception kind of thing, that they kind of, it's giving very much like they acted like they don't care about you and about this situation, but they actually kind of do. So it's like they've deceived you into thinking that they don't give an F, and they've deceived themselves into thinking that too. Because there is actually a little bit more going on under the surface of that they don't even realize, even themselves, I think. As soon as I said under the surface, they don't even realize themselves. The heart fell out. So I think they have a lot more feeling for you than they're admitting to themselves, or to you, obviously. Okay. Scorpio and the past person on their mind. heavy in their thoughts. Okay, we have the clouds there. So, you know, they are kind of overthinking things a little bit here. It's kind of this energy of like thinking through every little thing that's ever been said between the two of you, um, overthinking the entire situation, um, heavy in their thoughts that they can't stop thinking about you. I'm also picking up for some of them dreaming about you as well, Scorpio. I don't know why that's coming through. That doesn't normally come through with that card, but I am picking that up there. We do have the fish here as well. They're thinking about, you know, this for some of them, they are trying to distract themselves by thinking about their money and, you know, oh, I've got to work and go and find abundance elsewhere. They are thinking a lot about, you know, the abundance that could have been, that was with you, Scorpio. But, you know, there are some personal epiphanies coming to light here. It's kind of like there was the potential for a lot of happiness with you, and it is slowly starting to come to light to this person that they're, you know, it's this personal epiphany that they kind of deceive themselves into thinking, overthinking this situation too much. And it was actually, you know, it could have been a wealth of happiness for them. But, you know, they can't hold on to that anymore. They feel as though you're out of grasp. I feel as though this person is holding on to you tighter than you're holding on to them. To be honest, you're seeming to not really actually care as much. Scorpio, near future outcomes for Scorpio and this person. We have the birds and then the garden here. So, you know, we can see with this particular birds card, we do have a clock, you know, the cuckoo clock imagery there. So it kind of does feel like it's time for a serious conversation in the near future. It does feel like a time for a serious conversation, time to stop the chatter, because, you know, this person's got a lot of chatter going on in their own head. I feel like I do kind of feel like maybe you do as well here, Scorpio, that, you know, there's a lot of things that maybe you want to say to this person. I do feel as though with that, you know, the birds sometimes can talk about gossip and you know, background chatter kind of stuff. I do feel as though it's kind of gossip in the sense of um, misread communication, and, you know, like misconstrued communication. Like this person has said things that you have taken negatively and they didn't mean it that way, or vice versa. So it's kind of like wanting to clear the air a little bit here, have that conversation where, you know, it's time to actually be serious about the conversation with this person, instead of allowing it to be rumors and gossip of oh, well, I thought you thought this, and I thought you thought that. And, you know, whichever way that goes, it may go both. I do feel as though that may go both ways. That there's just been some misunderstandings, I think, the way that you have communicated with each other, the conversations that have happened between you and this person, you know, they may have been misconstrued or misunderstood in some kind of a way, you know, and that's what's coming through to this person, the epiphanies of, you know, the deception that they've placed themselves under, um, when it comes to the way that they've said things. They maybe have said things that they're telling themselves, oh, that didn't mean anything, but then they're realizing that, hang on, it actually did, and that sort of a thing. With the garden there as well, you know, not only is it time to have that conversation, but it may actually be time to meet up with this person for a conversation in person. The garden does talk about meeting someone halfway. You know, even though the birds can talk more about phone conversations, the garden quite a lot of the time does talk about meeting out in public and you know, meeting up for coffee, going for a walk in the park together, going on an actual date, those sorts of things. You know, but it can also be, you know, compromising, having a conversation where we can compromise and, you know, meet halfway, get on the same sort of page, that sort of a thing. All right, so it does really feel like in the near future, there is kind of the need to have a conversation here with this person. It's feeling like it's time, because I'm just sort of feeling that, you know, this energy does feel very kind of mirrored. That you know, there's been some misconceptions about each other that do need to actually come to light for both of you, I feel, and you know, making ourselves clear that, like, because I do feel here that one of you has been very open and honest about kind of like, no, it's not necessarily open and honest. That's not the right wording. It's kind of like one person has been more active in wanting a deeper relationship, whereas the other one has been more along the lines of, oh, I just want a casual relationship, but deep down that you're actually both on the same page already, but you don't know it, is what I'm picking up. So whatever you want or wanted from this person, I feel it's actually the exact same from them, and neither of you kind of realized it. So it's kind of the energy of you both thinking that you're more invested than the other, even though you actually are both equally invested. Very interesting. But you're more than welcome to check out your other placements or cross-watch this person's placements to sort of get a bit of a deeper grasp on what's going on there. Make sure you do leave a comment on the video as well, so you can go in the draw for that free personal reading. And we will move on over to Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius and the past person on your mind. Sagittarius and the past person on your mind. I tried to unshackle myself. It's time to purge and release this toxicity. So this person felt shackled in some way by toxic energy. I do feel for some of you that this was actually toxic energy that existed before you, to be honest, Sagittarius, that something about this person's past, they had still felt shackled to that in some kind of a way, and they realized that it's time to remove that completely from their energy. I feel like that may have actually had a lot to do with what happened with your connection, whether you were aware of that or not. That, you know, this person was just holding on to some trauma maybe from the past. It doesn't even necessarily mean that it was love. It was just some toxic energy that they were holding on to, and they tried to unshackle themselves to you know, but it's coming through a little bit wrong, to be honest. Like not wrong as in I'm wrong, but wrong as in like this person was kind of wrong in the toxic, just in the way that they were approaching things anyway, because, you know, that it seems like they tried to unshackle themselves from their own past in order to shackle themselves to you, which is not what we want, right? So they were kind of perceiving things in that kind of a manner of shackles, just full stop, like, which is not what we want to be looking at with you know, connections. We don't want shackles involved. That's definitely toxic. So I do feel as though that was kind of, you know, a lot of the toxicity is their own, that they're trying to release here, their own through, you know, their own past experiences before you, and then maybe, you know, I do feel as though maybe they put a bit of that onto you as well, and kind of a little bit gaslighty, that it's kind of like because they had so much toxicity in their own energy that they were saying that you had a lot of toxicity, because, you know, when you know, when you're in a toxic environment in the past, it's very, very hard for you to see healthy as healthy. All you can see is toxicity. So, you know, I feel like that may be part of what's happened here, Sagittarius. Sagittarius and the past person on your mind. Firstly, we have the cross. So, you know, instantly there does feel like there is a strong spiritual connection between you and this person. There does feel like there's a sort of destiny between yourself and this person. One or both of you has or had a lot of faith in this connection, but it came with a lot of burdens and responsibilities. Once again, I feel like those burdens were the past, this burden that they were already carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders. So regardless of where they felt things were destined or whatever with you, they had these burdens already. And you know, so any small thing put on their shoulders, any small responsibility put on their shoulders, you know, while they were connected to you, added to a lot of weight and you know, kind of that the straw that broke the camel's back kind of thing. So you know, they once again, you know, I tried to unshackle myself. This person was quite literally shackled here, because the cross, you know, when the lenormand was, you know, originally created, it's based upon a lot of imagery of, you know, Jesus on the cross, quite literally nailed to a cross, and then had to carry a cross on his shoulders. So that's what they were, you know, they were literally trying to pull themselves down off that cross. They were trying to, you know, untie themselves from this cross that they had to bear. From the part, I don't feel like it had much to do with you at all. We do have the feminine energy there as well. So, you know, there is a lot of emotions, I feel, on this person's behalf here, both good and bad. Both good and bad. Okay, so you know, those burdens that they were carrying, you know, did weigh heavily on this person emotionally. They did have a strong emotional responsibility, you know, within their own self to carry those. But we also see, you know, they want to nurture the friendship. We do have the dog here, so there is still a lot of loyalty between you and this person, and there is a need, like a want to nurture the platonic side of this. To We can still be friends kind of energy is what I'm getting with that you know, whether that's on your end or theirs, someone's kind of giving that, well, we can still be friends, I can still be, you know, we can still try to be friends kind of thing, coming through there, that we still had a great friendship. We should, I'm picking that up. Sagittarius, near future outcomes for Sagittarius and the past person on your mind. Deception with the snake here. They're deceiving themselves about how much they have managed to unshackle themselves, how much burden and whatnot they have been carrying, how much toxicity that they have been carrying. I feel like they are aware, and they are admitting, you know, to some of that, and saying, yes, I do need to purge and release this. But it does feel like self-deceptive behavior, where they're not seeing the full extent of what that toxicity has done and is continuing to do to them. We also have the Tower here as well. So it's kind of like telling me that in the near future, this person is going to, you know, remain isolated from you. Okay, they're going to stay up in their tower. They're going to allow this to stay in the past, even though they're deceiving themselves if they believe, like if they say that they want this to be in the past, if they're saying that they want isolation, that's in itself a self-deception. Okay, because there is still a lot of passion there. I'm picking that up as well, but in the near future, it doesn't. It looks like it's sort of happily being left where things are right now. That, you know, it's not. You know, and obviously with that energy there of that person, this person does need to purge that toxicity and release some of those burdens that they're carrying from the past, and you know, that's not on you. Sagittarius. Okay, so that's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, cross-watch the person's placements. Make sure you do leave a comment so you can go in the draw for that free personal reading. And we will move on over to Capricorn. Capricorn and the past person on your mind. Capricorn and the past person on your mind. I saw one of these cards for one of the other signs, maybe Gemini as well. So your person may have a strong Gemini placement. It's scary to face my shadow and my truth. This person holds a lot of fear. The demons, the demons are deep on this one. They've got a lot of growing of truth that they need to face, and they're scared. They're scared, Capricorn. It's scary for this person to own up to the darker sides of themselves and the truth of what truly impacts them on the darker side of things. That there's a lot. This person, it feels like they have a long way to go before they're in a place where they can even just be with anybody, to be honest. They need to start facing some stuff, and I really feel like this person is struggling and will continue to struggle, like just intuitively there. Baby, please help me. It's kind of like this person they want you to help them, but it's giving a weird energy, to be honest. It's like they want you to telepathically know how to help them and just know how to help them, but they're not telling you they need help. They're not asking for help. They're not helping themselves. It's kind of like they want you to come in and fix them, Capricorn. Not gonna lie. It's too scary for them to do themselves. So let's have a look though. Capricorn and the past person on your mind. Interesting, because firstly we have the cross and then the crossroads. So the cross is quite interesting. Those two cards together are quite interesting because the cross is the card of destiny and fate having a big role here. Yet we see the crossroads, which is the card of free will. So I'm picking up a strong energy here of those two fighting each other, destiny fighting free will. Someone might not be making the decisions that they truly want to be making or that are the best decisions or are the decisions that destiny wants them to make. They may be fighting fate in a big way here. We do see a strong spiritual connection one way or another. We do see a lot of burdens being carried, a lot of weight on this person's shoulders, which is once again that shadow and the truth and the fear of facing themselves. With the crossroads here, it's kind of like, they just don't know which direction to go. They're fighting. It's kind of like they do know which direction to go, and they fight that because that's scary. They want to take the easy way out, the easy path, but it's not taking them to where they want to go. It's not taking them to where they need to go. We also see the heart, though, so there is a lot of love here. It's kind of like there is actually a lot of potential or unconditional love between the two of you. I do feel as though that is kind of going both ways. That this person does genuinely love you and care about you, but can love outweigh the fear for this person? That truly is the struggle. That truly is the decision that needs to be made for this person. The fear and the responsibility and the burden of of that fear and of their truth and of their shadow and of the growth that they need to do, versus the love. It's not good versus evil. It's love versus fear, and that's what's playing out here. This is kind of, do we fight destiny because even though the love is there, do we fight destiny because we're too scared to love? Have a look. Capricorn. The near future outcomes for Capricorn and the past person on Capricorn's mind. Near future outcomes for Capricorn and the past person. I'm not seeing any movement, Capricorn. We have the anchor and then we have the child. So, if we see this person stuck in the fear of facing their own truth, that's kind of that childlike energy. They're scared to grow, and if we're seeing stuck, you can rely on this person staying in the childlike state. They're not going to grow. They're not going to put in the work. They're not going to take the hard path. We do have, with the child, there is always a sense of adventure and a sense of, new beginnings being possible. But we've already seen that, and we've already seen that this person is fighting that, and they're allowing themselves to be stuck in the naivety and the immaturity, I suppose. You can rely on this person staying the immature version of themselves. So I feel for a lot of you here that there probably is a lot of potential with this person, yet it's not going to eventuate. Okay. Something not wanting to be heard there. Every time I try to talk, my fan is making a weird noise. So I am sorry if you can hear that in the background, Capricorn. Make sure you do subscribe. I'm just going to pull that fan out. And then you can also comment and go in the drawer for that free personal reading. I'm just going to pull this noisy thing out so we can move on to Aquarius. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so I'll make sure I've got your timestamp here, and we will move on over to Aquarius. Okay, moving on to Aquarius. Aquarius and the past person on your mind. Aquarius and the past person on your mind. We both need to learn a lesson regarding this situation. Both needing to learn and grow and heal and develop a little bit further, I feel, here, Aquarius. Now, it's not the best time to proceed on this connection. So, yeah, the lessons are more important. To learn and grow and heal is a little bit more important right now than the connection on this person's side of things. But we'll have a look here. Aquarius and the past person on your mind. Aquarius and the past person on your mind. We have the child coming through first here, Aquarius, followed by the sharks, the fish. All right. We also have the mountain there as well. So I'm getting a few things here. So with the fish and the child, for some of you, this person is very, very focused on money, having fun, going on adventures, spending money, basically, kind of getting, being very childish with their money, and that's kind of blocking anything. It's kind of a distraction. I feel this blockage, this obstacle, it's kind of or delay. It's kind of blocking this connection in the sense that this person's too busy just focused on having fun and spending money, going on adventures, that sort of thing. finding abundance elsewhere as kind of like a distraction from this connection, Aquarius. The other thing I'm seeing here is that, you know, this person is the child. They're you know, the immature version of themselves. They're still growing to do an abundance of growth. But you know, with that, it looks stalled with the mountain there. It's like they need to put in a lot of work in order to, you know, abundantly grow. So there is actually a lot of work that this person would need to put in. There are currently some big blockages and delays and obstacles here, but we'll have a look. And it does feel like it's on your person's side, this person's side of things. Learning lessons just in general. It's not the best time to proceed. But we'll have a look here at the near future outcomes for Aquarius and the past person. Near future outcomes for Aquarius and the past person. Okay, so we've got the mice and then the crossroads. Okay, so the mice does sort of show us that this person is just too stressed out to make a decision, really. That the time has passed, the decision has been made already. The mice does talk about something that's in the past, lost to us. It's kind of like this person has just lost their direction. They don't know which way to go here, but they have sort of, you know, the near future outcome is that this is kind of in the past, that this has been lost. The decision has already been made. The choice has already been made. That's the path we're walking. The path that we're walking is the path that to leave this in the past. Okay, so sorry if that's not what you wanted to hear, Aquarius. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you do leave a comment so you can go in the draw for that free personal reading being drawn at Easter. And we will move on over to our Pisces. Okay, so Pisces and the past person on your mind. Pisces and the past person on your mind. I feel tortured and fractured not talking to you, Pisces. I'm coming for you once this shackle comes off me. Some interesting words coming through there, Pisces. Tortured, fractured, shackles. For some of you, this shackle is actually another person. This person is with somebody else, and that's the shackle. Like, I feel like this person may even be married, and that's the shackle. It's like, because I'm hearing that phrase, the old ball and chain, you know, tortured and fractured, not talking to you. They don't feel whole. They feel as though you're punishing them by not being involved with them. Interesting. Pisces and the past person on your mind. But, like, you know, that's heavy wording for that person to be using. This is kind of why I think we have the child coming through first. We have the heart here, Pisces. We also have the masculine. Okay, so, but I'm getting a clear story with this because it's, you know, the masculine is somebody who is very up in their head, very realistic, logical, that sort of a thing. They keep the emotions out of it. So if the masculine keeps the emotions out of it, why is the heart here? The masculine doesn't connect to the heart as easily. So I kind of feel like this person, their logic, their rational is telling them that they love you. But it's kind of naivety. I'm kind of picking up this person doesn't understand love. Doesn't understand what love really is. So they have a very kind of like childlike, immature kind of way of perceiving love, because they don't feel love. They think love is what I'm kind of getting here. That this person, they know what love is supposed to be, but they don't know what love feels like. For some of you, they've had some childhood issues, and that's what's created this issue, that, they try to put love under the lens of logic, come from love from up here. They don't know how to love from here. They don't know how to love from their heart. They only know how to love from their mind, which is a little bit concerning, to be honest. And I do feel as though that may be why we are seeing such drastic kind of wording in those unsaid feelings cards. Tortured, fractured, shackled. There's strong words to put on somebody, like, even if that somebody's not you, the shackle comes off me. To call somebody a shackle, like if that's their, their husband or their wife, that's pretty hectic. It means that they don't actually understand love, because if you love somebody, you're never going to perceive them as a shackle. You're never going to feel as though somebody that you love tortures and fractures you just by not talking to you. Like, that's not what it is. It's this person has some difficulties understanding love, just in general. Near future outcomes for Pisces and the past person. Near future outcomes for Pisces and the past person. The Mountain, firstly here. Too much hard work, not going to lie. Obstacles, blockages, delays, challenges. This person is blocked to being able to put in the work that they need to put in just in themselves. There's a lot of challenges here in the near future. We also have the Bear. This person is too defensive as well. There's a lot of defensiveness there. There's a lot of boundaries that would need to be put up. With this person, it's kind of like power struggles and domination kind of energy. So it's like, it's not what you want for a love reading, or, put it that way, as an outcome. It's like someone standing too strong and firm and my way or the highway, and and it's all just blockages and obstacles and challenges. So unfortunately, I hope that that's probably not what you wanted to hear about that past person, Pisces, but it is what we're getting. All right, but you are more than welcome to check out your other placements, or cross-watch a particular person's placements there as well. But make sure you do subscribe, as well as leave a comment so you can go in the draw for that free personal reading. And if that's where we leave you, hopefully I'll see you all again soon.